I'm so excited. Thanks for inviting me back again, Julia. I appreciate it.
And I'm so glad that you're going to be joining us at Tachi Palace, our first time doing a boot camp for those operators on the West Coast and in the Southwest. Um, and I think that there's been a lot of conversation about player development, especially in smaller properties.
Yeah, so I do feel and see this momentum of player development exploding in the industry. I feel that a lot of leaders are understanding what player development roles should be, which is really sales and developing your players, developing business. And a lot of people are also touching on using that to go across different departments and having other departments also learn how they too can develop players just by delivering certain services or asking questions, building relationships. And those are some of the things that I like to touch on during my sessions at the boot camp is really, what is player development and how can you leverage that based on your property, where your property is at, and like what type of markets that you're trying to reach out to.
A lot of what's coming out in terms of knowledge is Las Vegas based, but our regional markets are a little different, even if they are destination properties.
You really have to take each property as its own and develop a program that works for that property. And each property is different. Even if you have sister properties that are not very far apart from each other, they each have different goals at how they want to maintain their players, acquire more players, and do more and get more offerings out there.
And I think one of the things that I really like about how you break down player development, because it varies by property, is the terminology that we use and the positions that we can have or are forced to have or are limited in having, and what they do and what the expectations are, and how the entire property can be in player development.
Yes, so I actually came from the Missouri riverboat gaming, and what I learned through riverboat was not the same things that I learned when I went to a tribal casino. And so, until you understand like how to create a program for those particular areas, it can be difficult if you don't understand that you don't have to always have 5 or 10 hosts. You can have a couple of hosts, but you do need to have junior hosts or some sort of player concierge to help with you, or rely on supervisors in table games and in slots to be able to build those relationships and give referrals. I like to recommend that departments meet once a month or maybe twice a month just to talk about, hey, did you see this player come in? And this is what I learned about these players, and really try to develop players as a team in different departments and learning what each other can do to provide that service, even if it's in food and beverage. There's always some level of development that's happening every time you touch a player, no matter what role that you're providing.
I love it.